Welcome to Pop Chat. My name is Annette Tarpley. I'm the host, and today I'm delighted to have as our guest Chyrel J. Jackson and Jill Tait, who are both poets, authors, and they are pop administrators as well. So, welcome both of you. So glad to have you here.
Thank you very much. We are both glad to be here.
It's
You
good
are
to
Very
be here.
thrilled. Thrilled.
Jill is coming from the UK, so she might be delayed just a smidge because
Oh,
she's
we're not there yet.
you're freezing up just a smidgy, but
Oh, no.
no, you're good. It just kind of is in and out. You know how it is. It just kind of
Oh,
goes that
no.
way. So no problem.
Oceans
But
apart. This is the problem.
yeah, my dogs are
Whooping.
saying hello as well,
Yeah,
apparently.
yeah. Grass,
So
fine.
there you go. They're being escorted out.
Oh,
No, though they need to. They'll be barking. I think it's almost like they know that you're on, and so they start barking. But so glad to have you both, and thrilled as usual. And I really really want to pay homage to both of you because both of you are admin for Pop, and I can say that the efforts that you both put through have always been tremendous. You just make Pop happen in the background, doing all that needs to be done, the administrative work, and I really truly appreciate you both. And actually want to ask you, what is it that drives you to have that drive to make sure things are done and to make sure things are running smoothly? Not everyone has it, so I'm trying to figure out what it is about you two that really makes that happen.
Cheryl, do you want to go first or should I?
go ahead, Jill.
Well, it's just a habit of mine. It's just become part of my every minute of the day life. And that's it in a nutshell. I just love doing it. And if I don't do it, I don't feel right. I just have to be there, seeing what's going on and just making sure everything's running all right in the background.
Very
I
good.
Part of the day.
I remember I was terrified. But Jill and Kat were just Stuart, all of the usual suspects were so warm and so friendly. And for me, seeing Jill just so dedicated and committed, I felt bad because I felt like that was just too great a burden for one person to carry all the time,
Don't feel like that. I just love doing it.
24 hours a day. So I kind of just started jumping on because I felt like Jill could use like
Thank
a
you,
little bit.
Cheryl. You're very welcome. You're very good girl.
Thank you. Just a little bit of a break, maybe, just so she wouldn't feel like she was just alone. That was my
Right.
biggest. I
Not alone
figured
anymore.
I saw Jill
Thank you
working
all.
hard
You
and I
just
just
make it
wanted to
run
help.
like an oiled machine. So you just really do a great job. We have a couple comments from, I'm not sure who this is, but welcome.
Oh,
And
name.
does anybody recognize the name?
Mm,
Welcome. You all look
mm.
great and fantastic. Hello, everyone. So thank you for your comments, and we much appreciate it. So usually with the pop chats, I do this little thing where I have the guests come up with a title or a theme for a poem, and then we all kind of write on it. And Chyrel actually came up with the theme. Do you want to say what that was? The theme?
Yeah, metamorphosis. It means so much to me because I wanted to tell you like the background of why and how that was possible. I was 19 years old and oh God, that's so long ago. And I walked into my English literature class. And this wasn't just an average, everyday Dr. Jill O'Brien class, English lit class. She had a guest lecturer. And when I saw him, I recognized him immediately. I said, "Oh my God, that is James Baldwin." And I almost fell down because I just was just so beside myself because he was just bigger than life. And I was this gangly, awkward over 6 feet tall,
Wow.
skinny girl, and I totally girl fanned him. And he was speaking, and he's so regal and just so majestic. I remember him holding out his hand, and he was saying, "I'm James Baldwin, and you," and he's talking, and I just couldn't believe my eyes. I just kind of sat there frozen for a minute. And then he said, "Young woman, what is it that you aspire to do and be in life?" And I said, "Are you talking to me?" He
Wow.
said, "Yes, I am talking to you." He said, "Young woman, what is it that you see for yourself?" And of course, I was taken off guard by it, but I went back to that 8-year-old girl that was in her parents' house. And I used to make my parents just exhausted. I would tell them all the time, "I'm going to be a writer and this and that." And they would just be like, "All right, good." Like, "Now go outside and play," or whatever. But I remember what he said to me. And it was weird because at 19, you don't digest things in that moment the same way you digest them years later. And so I couldn't digest that moment because I was so just taken aback by his graciousness and his regalness and just the James Baldwin of him all of it all. And so I remember him saying to me, "There is a story inside you that only you can tell, that the world needs to hear and they need to listen to, and only you can tell it.
Wow, I'm
And your
getting
voice,
chills.
yeah, and your voice is important, and you need to get that
Yeah.
voice and those words out into the universe." So here I am at 19, but when I was publishing my very first book, those words came back to me, and it was really weird. It was such an out of body experience. And I can remember working on the first book, which was this one. And those words, I don't know if you can see it, but
Move it a little bit more towards your face.
Yeah,
Let me
the
see
light.
the
it's
cover.
The
okay.
light is shining
Yeah, the
bright.
light
Oh,
is
there you go. It's coming now, though. Oh, there
Oh,
you
there
go.
you go.
Yes, I
okay.
can see it now.
Okay. So anyway,
Different.
I
Yeah.
was working on this book, and I just had a minute to reflect. And it was weird because what he was doing is he was passing the torch on to a new generation of writers, of a Black writer. And he was passing it on to me. And I didn't see that then. I just knew it was something really, really incredibly great about that whole space and that story and those exact words that he was saying. But it wasn't until years later that I could fully appreciate the experience of writing and reflecting back on what James Baldwin was saying and doing. And I just feel so honored every time I'm among friends to kind of, like you and Jill, be able to just kind of tell that story because it makes me relive.
He's been no
It's like a
inspiration,
spiritual
Cheryl, hasn't he?
moment. It's like a spiritual moment.
Mm.
And you became a self-fulfilling prophecy, right?
Mhm.
You actually made all that come into fruition. And it sounds like you knew at a very young age you wanted to be a writer.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
that's what you wanted to do. You've always had
Wow.
that writer in
That's
you.
wonderful.
Yeah. So that is a great story. And one
Thank
thing I forgot to do, I neglected to do, and I apologize, but I want you both to tell everyone about you all. And Cheryl, um, I didn't know that you were a poet laureate. So I was like, ooh, yeah. So it was very impressive. But Cheryl, why don't you start with you first and just tell us a little bit about you and your endeavors. And you're very well published, as you could see in that intro video. You've had a lot. So go for it. The stage is yours.
um
I'll give the stage to you.
Got such a
I
beautiful smile, girl.
I gave her the stage and then I removed her from the stage. I'm a little rusty. I'm a little rusty on this,
I'm
Cheryl.
going to mute.
That's
They
okay.
changed the settings here, and so I don't know how to make you bigger anymore. They changed some settings on here. Oh, I
Oh,
see how I do it. I think. No,
That's
no.
you.
They changed. Yeah, it's all about me right now.
All
They changed the settings, and I need to make me little again. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to keep us all here because I can see that I'm going to have problems navigating this. I kind of read, they had about 12 new things in here, and I kind of read them real quick and did not digest them all. So apologize. But Chyrel, go ahead and tell us about you.
um I'm a writer. I'm a poet. I'm an administrator in pop. Um I'm a poet laureate in the Garden of Neuro Institute for Women. And that's very joyful for me. I'm not really big on titles, which is why I don't just kind of put that out there first, because really no one cares. But I'm very proud of it. I'm very proud to represent a group of women that are just, they are just incredible women and even more gifted and talented writers. And they're my sisters. We kind of, you and Jill are my sisters. So um, when you are among people that do good and are good, you feel at home. You don't at all feel nervous or, like you need to impress everyone with your long resume, because God gives the words, He gives us all the words, and it's up to us how we internally bring out the gift of language that He places in each of us. So that's kind of how I see that. That's on loan for a short time, but it's up to me to do the most good that I can with that incredible gift, because there are times I write something and I'm like, I know that didn't come from this person. So, I don't claim to be this prolific, whatever. I just know that at a young age, God gave me a great gift of language and words and love of books and writing. And it stayed with me my entire life, and I'm very grateful for that. And I'm
Yeah.
grateful to be a guest here with you and Jill this morning. So thank you for having me.
You've been blessed with the ability to, uh,
From a
choreograph
very
words.
young age as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, do
More
you
to
want
life.
to real briefly, do you want to talk about your writing duo?
Oh, that's, what I'm for the first time in years, in more than a decade, I'm working on a solo project, which is unsung Canaan ballads with a lady that I absolutely love and adore, which is Lisa um,
Tell me.
Tomei Zonneveld. And she just was just this, I can't even tell you how much I love her. And she really wanted to represent this book, as she has represented mutual friends and writers that we both know, which Zan, I love
Dan
Zan
Johns.
Johns, yeah, and
Jill, Sharon Kimmelman.
yeah, and those women are just, oh, they are so
Yeah.
outstanding.
Both
It just,
stellar, right?
yeah,
And
they are,
both are push cart award nominees.
yeah,
So
absolutely.
I think it was Jill maybe twice. I don't know if Zan has
Hmm.
been more than once. And she also got nominated. Zan for Pulitzer, was it?
Yes, yes, it was, and
Yeah.
I just, I just love Zan.
Yeah.
She's someone that I really look up to and kind of fangirl over all the time, but she does multiple things. She's this phenomenal editor. She's as gifted in that as she is in writing, and she does all
Yeah.
these multiple book projects in her own right. But I'm glad that I partnered with Lisa this time, because I wanted to work with her forever, and I finally got an opportunity to work with her. So that's going to be good. And I think that we'll probably be releasing that possibly sometime in February, I think. So if everything goes well, that book will be coming out in February.
Wonderful. And you know what else I love about Zan is this, that no matter how successful she gets, she remains humble
Never change.
and true to her roots. And, you know, just she's one of us. And I really admire that about her, because she has escalated just like you have as well. We have many writers on Pop and the admin team who have lots of great accolades, and they still are part of the family and still remain quite humble, and it's always refreshing. So that's wonderful. But thank you, Chyrel, for sharing more about you. We have a bunch of, let me go real quick to the comments, and then we'll go over to Jill, and Jill can tell about her. So this is Nasser Al-Shak Ahmed. And I hate if I mispronounced your name, but thank you for joining us. Kathy's here. Hey, Kat. All looking good. Silver Cat here. We have a little tidbit on Silver Cat, but I don't know if we should divulge it here.
Don't think Silver Cat will mind. Don't think Cathy will mind at all.
But we're thinking about you, Kat. And
Yeah.
and he says it's you. I'm not sure what that's referring to. And that sounds great, Chyrel. And Zan is a lovely lady indeed. So thank you for your comments. We appreciate your being here with us today. I'm going to go ahead and go to Jill. Tell us about Jill and how many poems you've written.
Chyrel, unlike Chyrel, I never thought about writing, and I wasn't a good reader, so I'm going to say the truth. At school I was all right. At school I was good at English language. Obviously I was all right, but I never really took it seriously. And then one day, oh wow, it was before COVID, I think, wasn't it, Annette? And I was sitting in the hospital with my sister who had a mole on her back. And I was very worried because we travelled together on the train. And I was sitting there and I was waiting patiently on her coming out because I didn't know what was going on behind the curtain. And I thought, do you know what? Because it was a busy, busy room. I thought, in the waiting room, I thought, do you know what? I'll get my phone out and I'll start writing her exactly how I feel. Well, I started tapping away with the fingers, texting away. And before very long, I don't know how or why, but I almost wrote a poem, my first poem. And when my sister came out, I hadn't quite finished it. So by the end of that day, I actually wrote the dreaded mole. And it was exactly the way we had, the whole day was in that poem. And it was humorous and it was very true. So that was the first. And then when I went home, because she was fine, and when I went home, something happened that day because I've never stopped writing. And I don't know why. And you know, the funny thing with me is I can get up early in the morning and I'll actually start tapping away on the phone because I always write my poems, text in my notes on my iPhone. That's what I do. As soon as I've woke up in the morning, by the end of the day, sometimes I can have 6 or 7 new poems on that phone. And you know, when I think about them the next day, my middle daughter says, Mom, you really need to go and see because I think you've got early senile dementia because I can't remember what I've wrote. I can't remember them off by heart. But when I look back on my poems, and I have got, it's true, Annette, I'm almost touching 7,000 poems now. Every one of them, I've got about 57 A4 cheap books because I just write them in a book in case anything should happen to them. Because let's face it, technology is not always going to last forever. Things move on. And God forbid we lose Facebook because, God, we've lost pop. We'll have to come up with something else. So my theory was, thankfully, I started writing them all hand by pen in a book. So I've got every single poem of mine, to my knowledge, in a book. And that's
But there was
legacy.
a time when you thought that you lost your poems,
Yes,
remember?
Annette, I certainly did. I did, Annette. Because you see, I got a bit lazy, I think, back then, and I hadn't kept up. Like I wrote 6 a day, and I thought, oh, and I just hadn't wrote them in the book. But what had happened in it, I did have them in the book, when I think back, but I hadn't got them in my iCloud. So huge panic stations. But there again, iCloud saved the day because my phone broke. My phone broke, and I lost about 3,000 or something. That's just a number of my head. But having said that, iCloud, when I got another device, iCloud put them all back in my notes again, so I was fine. But that's literally how I got to writing poems. And I don't know why, and I don't know how, because I just don't know where they come from. I write about every single silly little thing that ever inspiration. I can go out, outside, and I think, oh, and then I've got to get home to write that. And I just write sometimes when I used to be walking. I used to write me songs when I was walking. So much so, a local girl thought I was going off the trolley because she told somebody, she said, that Jill Tait, she's not right in the head. And they went, why? Well, she's talking to herself on her phone, and I've seen her singing in the countryside. And I thought, they don't know me. So what I'm doing this, I'm happy. So that's me in a nutshell. I'll just write about anything that crops up in my daily, just anything. Sometimes I'm happy, sometimes I'm sad, and sometimes I'm funny. I do like writing about Mother Nature and the sea. I have to say, Mother Nature and the sea and the moon and the stars and the clouds that go rolling by, they're all my inspiration. It never tires for me.
You're both great writers. So we're going to delve into that pretty soon. We got a couple more comments. Tori Bailey has joined us. Hey, Tori, enjoy being here. We added Tori recently to our admin team, and thank you for joining. Tori's a musician and writer who's written lots of songs and things, very talented, and happy to have him aboard as well. Kathy says, thank you, ladies. I feel so very lucky these days. And that's about our thing. Jill always thought you wrote forever, not just
absolutely
since COVID.
not. No, just since before
And
COVID.
I've only been writing prolifically since then as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we have another comment. I love poetry that comes out from the heart and means something. So we're going to go ahead and get to that. We're going to go back to what we said the title was, The Metamorphosis, that Cheryl came up with, and we all wrote something akin to that. So Cheryl, why don't you start yours first? And
okay.
do you have that handy by
Yeah,
chance?
I do.
Great.
I entitled this Passing the Torch. Life has been one unfamiliar metamorphosis. Starting point, mommy's womb. I knew words before they knew me. Who am I? Who was I meant to be? James Baldwin gave me my first inclination. Passing the torch to a new and yet to be defined X generation Black writer. No one can tell your story quite the way you can. Get your words out into the universe. They are needed. I stared at him, hanging on every word. At 19, the words wouldn't go away. 31 years later, life's electric causation, a sable bellatrist, is born, writing books in the fire next time spirit of James Baldwin, the prolific penman who first handed me the torch.
Beautiful. And that goes back to your story. So that's wonderful. And you just paid homage to him again in your poem. Beautiful. So snap, 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 snap. Which I can't snap very well, but that was wonderful.
Thank
We have
you.
another comment from Tori who says, "Stay the course, ladies. The vaults will contain the published works, and your voices deserve to be there." Thank you for that comment. It's always, isn't it always great when we write something that someone appreciates what we write?
Mm-hmm.
It always amazes me that somebody actually likes something I've written. So, Jill,
Me too.
you are up next, girlfriend.
Okay, well, when you said metamorphosis, immediately I thought about a pretty butterfly.
Mm-hmm.
So here we go. I'll have to hold this in the left hand. Oh, pretty painted lady. Okay. She flutters around the cherry blossom trees, flipping and flapping, chasing yellow striped, busy buzzing bees. Oh, how delicately fragile is her wonderful little wings, painted with pastels of pure perfection. Wow, how bewitchingly she blings! Fluttering and flickering and yet so frighteningly frail, hiding in the bright red beaded holly bush to shelter from yon gusting gale. Yet she yearns for that blazing big bright ball of smiling sunshine up a height, when her wonderful wings will lift up with a youth gentility for her first initial fabulous flight. Doesn't she look so radiant in her remarkable rise and fall, skimming the green grassy gardens and dusting her fragile feelers on the dry stone wall? Painted lady, do you know how truly beautiful you really are? And what with that metamorphosis of life, your cycle of endurance seems so bizarre. Your four stages start from a minute egg to creeping, crawling caterpillars, filling up and feasting on leaves, avoiding the green-fingered gardener's gruesome weed killers. Then, when you become a chrysalis dangling from a branch broken bough, you clandestinely hang there in the wild blue yonder, escaping hungry predators somehow. When on your fourth and grand finale, you emerge your long, slender body with such elegance and grace, hugging your newly formed wonderful wispy wings tightly in place. Now you are finally ready to take your initial daring delight, gently rising with dexterity for your virginal flight. Then it's off you go, a toing and a froing, backwards and forwards, up and down, a coming and a going. Oh, pretty painted lady, you are a unique one, true and only, as happy as the day is long, blithesome, but never are you lonely. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank
Ji-
you.
Jill,
I
you
could
have
really,
such a lovely voice, and I love to
So
hear
have
you
you.
read.
Oh, thank you. I didn't think I had.
Yes, you
That's
do.
that's surely a compliment from up north here, I can tell you.
it was beautiful,
Thank you.
beautiful, Jill. You know, when I did this, I kind of got, you had metamorphosis and you had autumn in there. And so, yeah, so I might have taken this down a different road. I don't know. I guess it has to do with the changing of seasons and the metamorphosis that kind of occurs in that. But Jill, that was beautiful. Both of y'all.
However, you
I'm always so
how
embarrassed to give my presentation after I follow y'all. So
oh no, don't be. I mean, it's however you
Interpret it.
take
Everybody's different.
interpret metamorphosis. Right. I
yeah,
mean, it's very open.
Mhm.
I even might have coined a word at the end of this. We'll talk about that when I get done.
Well, I'd love to
So
hear it.
mine's the metamorphosis of autumn. There is a chill in the air. The seasons once again changing. Gone are the hot, Summer, sultry days, I think, as I see my breath in the air. I raise the collar on my coat, its softness and warmth a relief from the cool air. I sit on the deck in a rocking chair, rocking and gazing at the autumn vista before me. The leaves, once green, are changing to a brilliant colors of yellow, orange, and red. The colors are so vibrant that there's no wonder that the same colors grace the paintbrushes of artists, artists who try to capture the metamorphosis of autumn. A breeze blows by. The leaves dance off the branches of trees falling onto the ground. They lost their grip to their haven, their destiny being just a few short feet away from where they once swayed and waved in the wind from the lofty branches. I relish the beauty of fall and all of its glory, perhaps one of the most beautiful seasons. Yet a certain sadness overwhelms me as I think soon the trees will be naked. It will be several months before leaves once again adorn their branches. Autumn is much like aging. As we get older, our skin becomes wrinkled and we relinquish our beauty as we metamorphosize into souls that may have lost beauty but have gained great sage with age. End of piece. So,
Well, that was absolutely beautiful, girl. And
It
I
really
love when you
was.
read. It really was tremendous. Very, very beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely.
thank you, thank you. Guess who else is here who showed up?
Ooh.
Well, we're going to go back and we have a clap, 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 and it is
Oh,
Surfraz. Hey,
Sarfraz!
Surfraz.
Great.
Where have you
We're
been, stranger?
so happy to see
Hi,
you.
Oh,
Sarfraz.
yeah,
Totally love this
I've
poetry.
seen him for
Is
a
on
long
point.
time.
Surfraz is here.
And I
Surfraz is
love
in the house.
Sarfraz.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He's
That's
a
really cool.
good friend of
Let me
mine,
see.
Sarfraz.
Kathy says you each have your own unique style. Um, Annette, great show, lovely poetry. Thank you, Sarfraz. And he's giving us all woohoos and
Oh,
nice poem, Jill. Poems
oh,
about
thank you.
butterflies are always inspiring. And then
Oh,
we have Sarfraz again clapping, and
mhm.
Kathy saying, "I can relate." Annette, thank you, and lovely ladies. Sarfraz, it's so good to have you here. I just had a thought. Love you. Should we invite Sarfraz to
Yes, yes, please do. I would love to see Sarfraz again.
Sarfraz?
Yeah, it'd
I'm
be
gonna
like
send.
olden times. Come on in,
I'm gonna.
lad.
Oh, he's so fun. Well, it'll be great. I haven't seen him, and so he's my co-writer. We wrote a book together, Two Hearts, and it was
Oh, you
one of
got
the.
it in the other room.
Yeah. So Sarfraz, I'm going to send you the link if you want to join us, which I know he will.
Please
I
do. Please.
used to refer to him as a romantic poet. So let me get
Yes.
that link sent to him real quick and see if he'll join us, which would be lovely, Sarfraz.
No pressure, Sarfraz. Get in. Come on. Hurry up.
We miss you.
Certainly do. I miss
I
Sarfraz.
had him for 2.5 seconds on the screen. Let me find him again. All right, there he
Okay.
is. All right, Sarfraz, join us. I just sent him the link, so we'll see. He might have actually. He says, "How do I come here?" I just sent you the link on Messenger, and that means he's going to be here soon. It's like a celebration, isn't
It
it?
is. It's like olden times. Yes.
Yeah. And okay, so Sarfraz is coming in. So once he comes on, then I'll ask another question, and then we'll go back to doing some poetry. But we're going to have the Sarfraz celebration once he comes on.
Please do.
So, yeah, we
need a
haven't seen
drum
him for a
roll.
while.
We need a drum roll.
I know, right? He's also from the UK, and
Oh, I haven't seen him for ages. It must be years.
no,
And then I noticed him, a little glimpse, was it yesterday, on a comment? It was about this. He'd commented, and I thought, oh, Sarfraz! He's
I
back.
know we miss him.
We do
Such
miss him
a lovely
terribly.
personality. And
He's
he's
just
so
lovely.
vibrant.
He was so kind to me for the years. I mean, when I first came on the pop, Sarfraz was one, and Dennis as well. They were wonderful to me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
instantly bonded with the pair of them. And
How do I
Si,
come
everybody.
here? Let
You've
me
got a very
see.
good, happy family.
Oh, thank you. Beautiful poem about autumn. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. And so why Sarfraz? We're waiting for Sarfraz. I'll ask another question, and that is this. Chyrel, we'll start with you. So, what do you think is different, Chyrel, about contemporary poetry today versus traditional poetry that we grew up on? What do you think the difference is?
I think while there are profound differences, I think there are so many similarities still that to me, I think in some ways I'm sad because, you know, the themes of Langston Hughes and James Baldwin and Lucille Clifton and all of the people that I love, Sonia Sanchez, Maya Angelou, and all of those writers, we're not as advanced as I'd like for us to be in terms of, I want to see everyone living a happy and fulfilled life. And right now, we have someone heading our country that's not all that interested in that for everyone. He's only interested in that for a certain grouping of folks. And so that makes me sad. So in that way, I find myself, frankly, repeating lessons that I thought we fought and got over, a long time ago that we're now repeating. And so in that way, I often feel like, no, we're really just kind of an extended generation of the pain we previously lived before. So I don't know that there's that much daylight in differences, because I'm quite honestly going back and reliving some of the same crap that I thought we, frankly, had gotten beyond, only to revisit it. So that kind of makes me a little sad. So maybe Jill can answer that a little bit more.
Poetry,
So Jill, the same question. What do you think is the difference between contemporary poetry and
Annette, it's a different world we live in today. We live in a totally open-minded world where things, when I was a little girl, and I'm 66, I'm not frightened to say my age, but when I was a little girl, you just got on with life. You went outside and you played. You played all day outside. You didn't go around your parents. You hadn't got to really be seen. So you just got on with your friends and played. And nowadays, it's a different world we live in, totally. I mean, I'm not saying children are wrong. Hiya, Sarfraz! Wow!
Hi, everyone.
Oh,
This is
Sarfraz, it's
awesome.
lovely to see you. It really is.
Oh,
Wow, this is a good one.
It's been too long. It's been absolutely
I
too
know.
long.
Where have you been?
Where have you been all of our lives,
Yeah.
Sarfraz?
Where have
I'm
you
so,
been?
you know what's happened to me? It's been on crazy. I've been doing loads of open mics, loads of book launches, podcasts, the radio. It's just absolutely crazy. Absolutely gone mad. Honestly, I've had lots of books out. You know that. And
You're a busy man.
yeah, I've just been stretched a bit in all places.
Well, it's good to see you again.
Yeah, it's lovely. I
You've
love
made
the
my
show,
life.
Annette.
You really
You're looking good,
have.
Annette. You're not aged. Annette never ages.
No,
know,
like Peter
I
Pan.
know.
Well, no.
I know.
That is not true at all.
She's
Tinkerbell. Say
immortalized.
Tinkerbell. She's got the
Bless
charm of
her.
Tinkerbell.
Yeah, I know you guys are you are killing it. The poetry is on point. I love it. I just absolutely love it.
We're
You know,
enjoying it.
Sarfraz, I wish that I could find that video that we had. Remember for our book, the promo video of the story? Where is that video? I love that
I
video.
don't know where it is. I think I've got it. Because it was done as it was such a big event. Two Hearts, when it came out, the book between that myself and Annette wrote was actually such a big event, and it was. In fact, I remember the book launch went up for 3 hours.
It makes it like a love story between us. Remember,
It was a love story between myself, Annette, and also across the pond, Two Hearts. It was wicked. It was so cool.
It was a bunch of hype, wasn't it?
I've got it.
It was so, you know what? That book launch went off for 3 hours.
Wow.
That book launch was 3 hours. No joke, honestly. And it was such a big event. It's done. I mean, that book is fantastic. Even now, people are reading it and going through it. And I remember, who was it in Nigeria? It was Elizabeth. Was it in Nigeria?
Yeah.
She was reading it in Nigeria.
Yeah,
and she tagged me in. Yeah, she was reading that book in Nigeria, and she was picking some of the poetry from there. So it was it was amazing.
That is wonderful.
If you can send that to me, that video.
Yeah. I'll have a look. I'm gonna have a look. I'll have to go into the archives and find it.
You're gonna have to send it through an email though, but it'd be fun to revisit it because it was just a fun little thing. So, we want to hear more poetry, of course. Sarfraz, you can do that in the background. I'm going to have each of you recite a poem, and Chyrel, we'll start with you again. Go to Jill, and then Sarfraz will come up with something magnificent, I'm sure. And then I'm going to ask another question, but we're going to wait. So Sarfraz, we are so happy that you joined us. We don't mind sharing the stage with you.
Oh, thank you, guys. I want to find something brilliant to read. So I will read something nice. And some of my latest stuff. Some of my latest stuff. Do you want me to read now?
Go ahead. I'll give you the stage.
So I'm going to read from this book, The Dying Art of Poetry, which basically came out this year. It came out in the summer, and it's been a slow burner, but people are really enjoying it. And I'm going to read something called Beautiful But Boring. For hours, he looked at her beauty, transfixed out of a sense of duty. He kept tuning in, tuning out, trying to ignore the drawl that came out of her mouth. Over time, her words began to grind in his ear. Her monotonous tone chilled him to the bone, sent him to sleep. For hours, he stood motionless in the midst of the attack. Everything she said left him technically dead. Instead, he spent the time staring at her head, shaped like a planet revolving in orbit. When he looked up above, he fell more in love, completely lost in her beauty and all that she had to offer. But why did she have to be so boring? Why did she have to make him suffer? Thank you. Thank you for listening.
Always masterful from Sarfraz.
Always. And always, the romantic little thing in there. So you always have that. The romantic poet, right?
The romantic poet.
I can remember when I got your book and I was reading it the first time. That's how we hooked up, right?
That's how we hooked up. It's true.
Yeah.
And it was
so
84.
I can remember thinking, I need a man to write stuff like this to me.
Oh, bless you.
And we wrote some racy things together, didn't we?
Yeah, we wrote some absolutely. If you get that book, The Two Hearts, and there's a poem called Tango.
Years ago.
read that poem called Tango. It will make you sweat in places you've never sweat before. It is
Yeah.
hot.
It was a tango. It was rather risky, wasn't it?
Oh my
Tango.
goodness.
I think we both got a little. We perspired while we were writing it. Right?
Stevie
Oh, no.
Windows.
Well, that sent me something, and I thought, whoa, what the hell? Whoa, what's this? And I thought, do you know what? But she sent me into this imagination zone, and I wrote
Lovely.
something that was equally as hot. We
Excellent.
we enjoyed our erotic poetry. I think
Oh,
it was
that's
a
amazing.
good time.
That's good.
We never got. I think that's why they thought we were an item. They don't.
Yes,
they
they
don't
did.
realize that we
They
were
did.
writing fiction. You know, I got somewhere after that. I got a picture somewhere in some little tube rolled up the canvases of two people doing the tango. I wish I knew where that
Wow.
was. I'm not sure where it is. Yeah, but I was going to
Wow.
put it up on my wall, but I don't even know where it is now. And
Oh,
I've moved twice, but
It
one of
probably
these days.
melted because it was so hot.
it's melted. I love
Right.
it so fries.
Erotic
Melted like
poetry.
chocolate.
It was like sizzling. It's sizzling. So we're going to go back to Chyrel now, and you can share a poem. And then we'll go to Jill. And then I have a question to ask y'all. So Chyrel, the stage is yours, my dear.
Okay. I am going to read this only because I've been writing so much and I've kind of moved in my soul to more impact than just great language. So I hope this resonates. It's called Open Your Eyes. What police don't see. Athletes, musicians, poets, teachers, mothers, fathers, daughters, sons, brothers, grandsons, nephews, aunts, uncles, children, teenagers, mental fragility, Black humanity, female femininity, male masculinity, fear, distress, anxiety, PTSD, resilience, fatherhood, motherhood, what police take away, aspirations, matriarchs, patriarchs, breadwinners, providers, family, hopes and dreams, holidays, future birthdays, tomorrow. Until you see me, you won't serve and protect me. Won't you consider seeing me before you kill me? End of piece.
Wow. 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 That's a strong piece.
Very
Wonderful.
strong. Very powerful piece.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
Needed to give that a voice, and you did. So marvelous.
I love
You
the
are the
twist at
voice,
the
Jill.
end. I love that
And
twist before you kill me. I thought, oh, this is powerful.
Thank you.
Exactly. So, Jill, Tait. Why are you shaking your head, Jill? Why are you shaking your head?
Because I'm just going to go. I just want to read my clock on the tree because I know I've wrote thousands since that one, but when Alan Johnson sent me the video, I cried. And for me, that was a special moment, and I've never ever forgot that moment. And I tried to read it like he read it because he was he's so missed, so good. So I'm going to read the clock on the tree.
I
It's
think that
light-hearted. We need a
in
bit of fun in here now.
yeah,
So here
I
we
think that
go.
in memory too of Rawl, I am James, that saying at the end of our piece, end of piece, in honor of him. That's how he always ended it. It's a great way to stop because it's, a lot of times we don't know how to let people know we're done, and it's a very eloquent way. So end of piece. I think that would be good for all of us to remember. So in honor of Rawl, who I dearly miss, as well as Alan. You go ahead, Jill.
Well, this is
Stage
in honour of
yours.
Alan Johnson. What a good job he made of it. I came upon a clock. 'Twas such a mystery to me. So I sat down on the grassy ground when it was 3:30. Now as I watched in puzzlement, 'cause his timepiece upon the wood was ticking anti-clockwise, and I wondered why it would. But then again, who did this belong to? 'Cause there was nobody around. Just me and some wandering black-faced sheep making a bleating sound. Meh. Perhaps the pixies put it there as they ran around the tree. Well, whoever it was must have wanted time to go backwards, so they earned my curiosity. So of course I watched this clock for absolutely ages, until the day had almost turned to night and the hands reversed in stages. Then all of a sudden, and from out of nowhere, I heard a muffled sound, as this anxious, upright animal looked at the clock, which I had accidentally found. No time to stop and say, hello, I'm late, I'm late, I'm late. Oh my golly gosh, I tried to talk to this little white rabbit, but he said he couldn't wait. Well, at least I had some answers, though I was so shocked at what I'd seen. And I had a fair old idea where he was going to, but not a clue where he had been. He was obviously on his way to that Mad Hatter's tea party, a very important date. And judging by the state of him, this white rabbit was going to be late. Thank you. That's a clock on the tree.
The great thing about your poetry and your writing is that you have that sense of wit and humor, and you're very witty and always great to hear that. That is very cleverly done. So thank you, Jill.
You're welcome. I like
It was
that.
wonderful, Jill. I remember, talking about Alan Johnson, there's a couple of poems that he did of mine, because he's done everything. We were blessed at that time. I think it was one of the,
wow.
we were so lucky to have someone like Alan on our side, and a great advocate for our poetry. And we've, I look back and like you, Jill and Chyrel, and we all, I listened back to some of the poetry that he did of mine on YouTube.
Yes.
And I was reading that, and there was one poem that he actually did that never has actually been seen the light of day, which is a hidden gem that I've actually got, to be honest. He did one of my poems called, it was actually from the book Two Hearts, called Arch the Moon. I don't know if you've read it. It's only 8 lines long, but he did an amazing version of that. But that amazing is hidden. It's not been it's been recorded, but he passed away, so he never saw the light of day, to be fair.
So did he not complete that, or he didn't?
No, he completed the he did the narration of it, but there was no, he normally does a production thing around it, you know what I mean, with all that, and that never got completed. So it'd be great for that to be completed. It's called Arch the Moon, and in fact, it wasn't me. I haven't got it. My friend Pratibha has got it. Pratibha Savani. He did it. He basically, he was helping her, and that is one of her favorite poems, which is the one I wrote. But anyway, it has not seen the light of day.
He did the recording, the narration, though?
He's done the recording, the narration, but it's never been released.
If you give it to me, I can try to put it to a video.
Should we try that? I will try that. Let's get it out there, because it's like the lost archives. I bet there's so much more out there that Alan did, and he was beautiful. Even now, people comment on some of the stuff from YouTube that he did of mine, and my little photo comes up, and then he does all. It's just amazing. I've shared it on Instagram. He's there's 2 poems of mine, which is called Blind, and the other one is If It Is. And he just made it something else. So Annette, yes, I will send that to you.
So Chyrel, did he ever do any of yours?
No, I didn't know him the way that you guys knew and appreciated and
Wow.
had a relationship with him. I came on
Yeah.
a little bit after that, but I knew and I know of his amazing contribution and gifts and talents. I did, however, have a wonderful relationship with Robert Bradley, who I love probably the same way that you guys love Alan. But I was very sorrowful that I didn't know him.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there are two different people indeed. And I don't think too many people can hold a candle to Alan Johnson. I really don't. And all that he did for us very selflessly. So it's a shame that you didn't get on the cusp of it. The interesting part is the last video he did for me 2 months before his death was a self-fulfilling. It was about him, and I wrote a poem called "The Legacy of a Life," and it ended up being almost a gift to us. And it was really, even though I wrote it, it was about him. It was almost like gives me chills. I would say that we could try to but Chyrel doesn't have one. I would say that we could try to get off of YouTube some of Alan's stuff and share it. But
Yeah. Well, it was called the Poets Lounge, I think. I think that was his channel,
yeah,
wasn't it?
which
Yes,
one?
that's right.
Which one did you want to share? Sir
So
Francis?
mine. Sorry, yeah, the one that so there's two poems called Blind, and the other one is If It Is. Both are on YouTube, and they're on the Poets Lounge. And if you just if you search for me, it comes up. Safraz Ahmed poetry, and it comes up. The two just if you just Google it, it will both will come up.
Yeah,
And
I'm
but
looking
the
for it
one that I'm
now.
thinking of is Arch the Moon, and a lot of people ask me, they go, which is, you write lots of love poems, or you can write love poems, which is the one that you think is probably your best? And I personally think it's Arch the Moon. I've learned it off by heart so I can perform it in front of audiences now. So
Is that the
audiences
one
like
that
it.
is that the one that he didn't complete?
Yeah, that's the one that's not completed. I think I'm going to get. I'll tell you what I'm going to do, Annette. I'll get where I can. I'll try and get the recording off Pratiba, and then once I've got it, I will send it to you because she said it to me that she's got a recording of Alan Johnson's last, probably ever recitation, and she goes, unbelievably, it was mine. So that's a bit of a kind of a history sort of thing. I think it'd be great to have like a tribute to Alan Johnson sort of thing, showing the best of his
That would be
work. But
really a
also,
good idea.
Yeah,
maybe around.
we will do that. We will do
I
that.
know. I know. Remember, around Christmas time, he used to do a lovely Christmas show, a Christmas show.
And
And,
Halloween.
That
yeah,
was
he
my
did.
favorite one. That was
Halloween,
my favorite
remember?
one.
I
Because
remember,
he
but I
made a
love the
witch
Christmas
one for me.
one.
I can't remember the poem because I can't, but he made a witch one for me, and I won some silly little contest thing he had, and I was a winner, so he made my video of the witch one, and it was brilliant. I've got it somewhere.
Oh,
Yeah.
bless him. I tell you what I really like. I like it when Annette and you and Alan did a chat show type thing. And
Oh my God! Yeah, that was when I.
do you
Annette,
know what?
that was when I
I sat there
interviewed.
laughing in tears because both of you compliment each other. He was very cheeky, very, and sometimes
He
he'll say
was. He's always
something.
very cheeky.
He was very cheeky and on the cusp of being a bit
Oh,
risque.
but we knew Alan. So we just
Yeah,
But it
thought
was
he was
Alan
an
and
funny.
I
edge.
could do some good bantering back and forth. We were supposed to
The
do a show together.
banter. I tell you what, I mean, it's a shame, but it's now that would have made a great podcast, wouldn't it? That would have been a
Annette,
great
that was when I
podcast.
interviewed Annette for the first time, and Alan came on board. I'm sure it
Yes.
was Annette. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ellen and I were supposed to do a podcast together. We were going to start a new one, a little bit different. It was called the A Show for
That's
Alan
right.
and
I
Annette.
remember the A show.
Yeah.
Remember you mentioning the A show?
But that's about the time he got ill and he wasn't in good
Yes.
health. So he started having issues. And yeah, so it never came into fruition.
Gone
But
but not forgotten, ever.
Never
We
forgotten.
always will
I
remember
will never
Mark Johnson.
You know, in everything that I do, in all the books that I write, there's always Annette that always gets a dedication. To this day, I will always be grateful for Annette picking up my first book in the US and reading some of that poetry and then sort of bringing me into the pop world, and then it kind of got really big and became something like what it is now. And but Alan was just a great advocate for us. So I think, we all, he lives on in our memory, in our
Oh,
poetry. I
always.
remember when he passed, I did write, I think we all wrote poetry for him, and I wrote, some of my heartfelt poetry that I could write at that time for him. So yeah, we are grateful.
I wrote an interesting, and I found audio. I don't know. It's on whatever one he used where it was just audio. And it was, about his tragic life. The girl, it was about his tragic life. And it's like the girl that would, like, I don't know. I'm trying to find it because it was, Alan was the result of, I don't think that this is it. Yeah, this is it. It's The Boy Within the Man, it's called. Do you all mind if I read this?
Read it. I was waiting on
No,
you. Read
read
it.
it. Yeah.
And this actually is somewhere on whatever I did the recording, but not the video. And I didn't realize he did the recording because I knew that this hit home because it was about his life. And you know how humble he was and how he wouldn't take any accolades. And that's kind of where this came from. But it's the boy within the man. It's thrown into a perilous life, abandoned and all alone. A young lad he was, no parents to make a house a home. Who was he? Where did he belong? He cried in disparity. By many, he was used and abused, a broken commodity. A young boy with a keen mind, growing up before his time. Adults who chose to look the other way, accessories to the crime. On occasion, a man would visit a relative who saw his potential. A protege, and on ivory his fingers played, his savior who was influential. Despite his hardships, he grew up a young man, wise beyond his years. He would give accolades to others, yet for himself shunned the cheers. A giving heart he possessed, kind and caring and gilded in gold. His truths he hid, no one else quite like him. His story remained untold. This remarkable man of many talents was a gift given to the world, denying truths a woman told him. His boy would not believe her girl. To shed light on his talents, this man with purpose was her plan. Yet the girl within her failed to convince the boy within the man. End of piece. Sorry.
That's absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, but to hear him read that, because I knew it was very painful, I wanted him to make a video, and he didn't make a video, but he actually did the audio on it. So it's somewhere. Maybe Did he use Spotify, or he used?
Yeah, we do use Spotify. So is he on there then? Has he got a channel on there, the Poets Lounge or something?
On one of those. I can't remember if it's Spotify. Is there another one that people use? It might be Spotify.
Can't
But it's
remember
one of
what
Yeah,
he
that's
used.
probably the most famous one.
Yeah. So, Sarfraz, do you want to read the one that you wanted him to do?
Shall I read Arch the Moon? I'm going to do it.
Yes,
I don't need a book for this. So, Arch the Moon is a poem of 8 lines, and it's written, and it's actually in the book Two Hearts that you can find, which myself and Annette wrote. So here we go. If I was to say yes, if I was to say it was true, then I'll reach out to the stars and serenade the stars for you. I would hold my hands the way that lovers do. I would arch the moon, and I would do it for you. Thank you.
Absolutely beautiful.
Beautiful,
Absolutely
beautiful,
short and
beautiful.
sweet and beautiful.
Oh, thank you. And you know, that one I memorized because on the open mic scene, people sometimes have books. A lot of people do, they memorize this stuff. So I was in awe of all these people that I was meeting. I thought, how do they memorize their poem?
Annette
And
can.
And again, it was a Valentine. It was actually a Valentine's gig for poetry, and I was invited. So I memorized my first poem, and it was that one. So I don't need a book for that one. It's called Arch the Moon.
It's beautiful.
Oh, thank you guys. You're so nice. Bless you. But that one has the recording of it made, and I shall get that, and hopefully we can try and release that. I have heard it. Alan had done an amazing job, but it hasn't got the, he sometimes put music and he has a bit of, orchestral
right,
stuff
yeah.
in behind. Production
Very
value.
cleverly.
I said this to Ben because I was talking to Ben because I don't know if Annette, I think you won the award as well in the Philippines. The Global Ink Award in December. So I don't know if you guys know that, but including Zan, myself, and Annette, I think they're the most, the people that we know have won prestigious awards in the Philippines. But Ben also won it in lieu of his dad,
Wow.
Alan Johnson. So Ben was going to, he was in Manchester. I was where I am in the UK, Derby. So I started talking to him. But in talking to him, I said to him, there's a unpublished unreleased work of your dad's, and he goes, oh, send it to me, but I've got to find it, so I shall get it out there. But yeah, we won this award.
Well done.
Are you going to the Philippines?
I would love to go, Annette. I would love to go. Now I know that Zan's not going, but I unfortunately he actually clashed with another event that I've got in London, but that's through work.
Zan
and also
is going.
No, she's not going now. No, she's not going now because I think it's her partner is having some sort of, I think, knee surgery or something around that time. But it's a big cost. I did ask Helen. I said, could you help with the cost? Like the flights and whatever. But it's from the UK is 18 hours to get to the Philippines, and then the flight and then the hotel. I could get to Virginia probably easier. and see you guys, see you, Annette, probably a lot easier than that.
I didn't want to incur all the costs plus additional costs, so I declined.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but I haven't declined the award. I'm having the award. Whether I physically get it or not is the fact that I've got. You've got one, I've got one. Doesn't mean that you have to go, but it's true. It's a long way. It's a distance. But I'm not going to knock it, Jill and Chyrel. I'm happy.
You look very happy.
I'm really happy.
You never change. Always.
Yeah, we're over the moon. We are.
It's excellent. Happy poets.
Yeah, happy poets.
So I have a question. I have my prompt now, so I'm going to
Yes. Go for it.
Hold on just a moment.
Sorry, Annette, we can't hear you. You've gone.
Yeah, she's.
No, I'll be back in just a second.
She'll be back. She's just.
Okay. Does anybody want to read any poetry?
Well,
in that time,
I've
got loads.
Actually, just a second. Here we go.
Oh, she's coming back.
So I have. Okay, this is a question that you've all got in the past, but now I have a prompt. You come across Aladdin's lamp.
Oh my God! Here we go, Aladdin.
Here we go. The Aladdin's lamp. I got one now. Isn't that exciting?
That is so. I love it.
Yeah. So Chyrel, you're up first. You come across Aladdin's lamp tomorrow, and you are granted 3 wishes. Whatever you can wish for. What are you going to wish for?
My first wish would be that my sister could live forever. That would be the first. That words never fail me, that I always have this love affair with words. And the third would be that we can truly have equality, peace, and justice in the United States. That would be the third.
Okay, great. Those are all great. Love it. So, Jill, Tate,
I'm thinking.
tomorrow you come
Well,
across a
obviously, the
lamb.
first one,
What?
the first one, is obviously, peace on earth. Please, please, let us find peace on earth. That's all we need, really. And everything else would be fine. Number 2, let's think. Obviously, I would like to remain the rest of my life healthy and happy. And those round about me equally healthy and happy. Whether that'll happen or not, I don't know, but time will tell. Number 3. What's number 3 going to be? That's a hard one. Do you know? I'm not really sure about number 3. Do I have to have a number 3, Annette?
You can have more wishes. Wish for more wishes.
Your number 3 could be that you have it on hold until you decide what to do with it.
I think I'll have to just stuck on number 3 because number 1, obviously, I want peace on earth. That's my main objective here.
Yeah.
Peace on earth. I don't care who does it, but I want peace on earth.
Be your wild
that's
card.
it in a nutshell. And that involves such a lot. So let's just say 1, 2, and 3, peace on earth.
There you go. And Sir Fraz, same thing.
Oh, wow. Okay, the Aladdin's lamp. So the first one, I think you guys have nicked some of my wishes, but they're good ones. So I think the first one is health for myself and my immediate family. The second one, I like to see probably my parents again, who have passed away. So they passed away. My dad passed away when I was very, very young. So I'd like to see him again. And my mum passed away just before. I'm not saying I got famous with poetry because I don't think I'm famous, but just before my books got out, and I dedicated my first book to her, and I subsequently always mentioned her and trying to keep her alive that way. But I would love to see her again.
You will.
I think the second one is end to conflict. I think that's peace on earth, but that's end to conflict. We are seeing so much conflict and debt, and people that are, in this day and age, they're still, starving and hungry, and we need to do something about that.
Yeah.
I think also, I think the third thing is, there's so much inequality in society. So I'd like to readdress the balance where there's kind of more equality in society as well. And I would have added to become a famous poet. Not just that, not after I passed away, because I don't want to be a dead poet. Because we'll all be very famous dead poets. That's the truth. Our fame will be like something else, but in my lifetime, I'd love for people to, not to buy books or anything like that, but to get something from the creative word and all, to enrich people's lives, because I think we've got so much to offer, and I've seen it because I've seen the look in audiences, and I've seen the look in people's eyes. When you got a whole audience captivated by your words. The power of words, and I wish that could be something that would come true.
Yeah.
Annette, yours is.
I'm sorry?
What are your three,
wish?
Annette?
Yeah.
Oh, and you know what? It doesn't really matter.
Oh, it does.
It matters, girl.
No. Okay,
Pop has become a phenomena, isn't it? Pop is phenomena. Is something that I remember at the time when I met Annette, and both of us were writing at the same time, and pop had just been created, and it was just getting off the ground. And now, 5 years down the line, it's one of the biggest platforms for poets. And it is something that you have created, and in your lifetime, it's your legacy. I think it's your legacy. And also the second thing, which Annette, you've done, which is fantastic, you've brought people together.
I was just going to say, you brought people together.
Yeah.
That
right across
happens
the
because
globe.
it's meant to be.
Absolutely. I mean, my poetry, I think, is more famous or more known in the US than the UK, which is true. Which is true, and and I'm grateful for that platform that you created for all of us, and all the new poets that are coming on board. So that's on you, Annette. You've done that for us. So bless you.
Yeah, and it's by happenstance. I mean, it was never my, as I said many times, never my goal to create kind of this huge platform. It was just happened, and I'm still puzzled as to why. But it's very humbling to think that we are like one of the biggest ones on Facebook in a very short period of time.
Yes.
So, but I'm very grateful to and honored to all the people and the people who embrace this when we come into this community as well. It's amazing. So, one of the things I was just thinking of. So this is you had mentioned earlier, I think so, Frez. We need to do a tribute to Alan. This is going to be the anniversary. I think this is the anniversary month. This is the birthday month for him, and he passed very shortly afterwards. So I think that it would be good and behoove me to get together a tribute where we come and honor him soon. So we will do that, and I think it's important that we do that. But and we'll invite whomever. But I was going to do which I will do also, an open mic in the near future. But I think first we need to probably honor him, and he's done so much for us all. So I'm going to go one more time around and have everyone do a poem. Oh, you wanted to know my three things. So
Yes.
on top of my list is always someday I want to put together
Yeah.
a poetry cruise, right? Poetry cruise. One of the other big things I would love is if I could spend one more day with my loved ones who have passed. That would bring me great joy. To say all those things you need to say, all those things. So I would do that. And then to wish for my family, especially my children and grandchildren, a life full of happiness and health, and that they have joyful lives. So that would be my three wishes today. So there you go. Um, and to see more of your bright, shining faces more often too. That would be my fourth, but I don't get four. But I'm going to go around one more time. We're going to start with Chyrel. They'll go to Jill, and they'll go to you, Sarfraz, and recite one more poem. And there are a lot of comments. We probably won't go over all of them, but thank you for those who have been here today. I'm going to go to you, Chyrel, and share with us your last poem, please.
Okay. This is really homage to my parents, but it's fun, and I'm going to read it and close out with a happy one. It's called Nolan's Jazz Piping. Fish frying, oil hot popping all over the stove top, popping on me. Satchmo piping, lively Nolan's jazz, wild, untamed, and free. Night comes on slowly, ebony like me. Jazz playing loudly, just like Daddy played. My feet mimic their upbeat rhythm. I repeat what I think I heard Satchmo say. Jasmine vines calling my name, while fish crackles loud in the well-used frying pan. Enjoying Satchmo, singing fills my heart with glee, nightfall claiming the dusky evening tide. Sun below the horizon, night comes in slowly, night comes in gently, for all the world to see. Quietly, onyx fell quietly onyx fell on nightfall, black like me. End of piece.
Wonderful, Chyrel, as always.
Beautiful, Chyrel. Love it. You
Thank
are on
you.
fire.
Beautiful. And you give such a voice to, African Americans, and that's what I love. And Cheryl, I think that's how we first got hooked up, is when you approached me about honoring Black writers, and we
Yeah.
did that. I think we did a good job of doing that. So
We did. It's strange because I do that in my writing, but it's funny because Emily Dickens and Robert Frost and Edgar Allan Poe are like the writers I actually love. Scott's, Fitzgerald is another one. F. Scott Fitzgerald is another writer that I love, and they are not Black. So it's just strange what, the influences that make you a better writer. And I know that because I have those in my arsenal, and I know about the lives that they lived and what went into their craft, I know I've been made a better writer by them. So I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, I think, and when I did that, I'm the only white person there, so you can all relate to what you've been through as far as writers and being African American. But I think that even though that's true, that I can still get a sense of what it's like. We're discriminated for very many reasons. Whether you're female or ageism or a weight or whatever it may be. There's many levels of discrimination in society, although they don't have the same impact that some of our history has had. But you can get a sense, and appreciate what it must be like to go through something, and especially we need to look at the soul. Who cares about the skin color? So but what you bring, and you and Zan and other Black writers, as far as awareness to those of us who are on the other side, and get a window into the hardships that have went throughout history, is really a blessing.
Thank you,
Thank
Annette.
you
Thank you
for
so much. That is the point of it all. So thank you so much.
Yeah. Well, Miss Jill's up next.
Oh, okay, right. Something different for me, this.
Are you going to do a
Not
song?
funny? No, I am not. No. This is called, no introduction, this is me, and it's called Call It What You Will. As I age and mature, I evaluate my life. I divert from any unnecessary negativities. You know, those stupid things that can cause us all stress and strife? You see, nowadays, I simply can't be bothered. 'Tis anything for a peaceful life. Turning a blind eye to tittle-tattle, I'm just a getting on with everything kind of housewife. Worriments and woes never used to bother me years ago, but then again, I was young and in my prime, so I didn't need to have a hassle-free time. Now there are moments of madness, and you can call it what you will. I'd like to live on an isolated island, my simplicity to solitary, just chill. I'm convinced our personalities want the opposite from when we were young. I used to adore that hustle and the bustle, but nowadays those crazy days are long gone flung. So give me a good old TV drama, and I shall grab a blanket to be cosy, when I will be in my element, lost in the heated moment, wrapped up all snug as a bug, with a nice hot cup of tea on my knees. Gone are the days of loopy line dancing. Ha ha, that was me out every evening full of sweat, jumping around like a buzzed up Calamity Jane, and as active as a jumbo jet. Toing and froing, out on the kids' school runs, driving grandma down to the shops. I was always on the go, with no rest time, and never need I need any necessary stops. Well, alas, those active days are sadly gone. My energy has lost its zest. I am in the twilight of my longevity. I've done it all, and now it's definitely my time to sit back and take a well-earned rest. Thank you so much.
End of peace. Thank you.
Beautiful.
End of peace.
Very good, Jill. Very good. Toot, toot, toot. Yeah, Sarfraz. Do your fingers not make sounds either, Sarfraz?
You know what? I at the beginning when I was because obviously I've been doing these open mic things. Someone had to show me how to do that. had to literally show me
I
how
have
to do
an
it.
idea. I have an idea. Cheryl has that fan. Very Southern Belle of you. So she's
Oh, I
got
love that
that
fan.
fan. But one of the places where Tori does like an open mic on one of the other days, they do a dancing thing, and all these women have these fans that you snap and it makes a sound. Have you heard those?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, for the blind dance.
So that's what we should get for these. We should all
Yes.
get fans, and at the end of it, just do that. Don't you think?
Got some maracas. Maracas
Oh,
are good as
maracas.
well.
I think it's a great idea.
Well,
I'm
we'll
gonna get
try. We'll
one.
find some on Amazon, I'm sure, or eBay.
There you go. I think it needs, because at least that makes noise to those of us who really can't make noise. We could with that. And then when Sarfraz does his romantic risque stuff, we can
Oh,
all
wow,
do
yeah.
this in the meantime during
Steaminess.
Oh gosh, I love the levity. I love it.
Speaking of Sarfraz, you are up, my friend.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to be a bit cheeky. I've got two short poems. I'm going to amalgamate them into one, and I'm going to read them now. You are my love. You are my love, the one I think of. My sugar, my treat, the kind of candy I like to eat. You are my love, the one I think of, a warm embrace, a touch of sun on my face. You are my love, the one I think of, fall in love and swoon like mellow jazz in the late afternoon. You are my love, the one I think of in the night and day. You are my beautiful thing that I don't want to go away. Thank you. And I'm going to read, and just going to end up with the last one, tiny little one, which is called Poetry is Everything. Poetry is the buzz, my Wizard of Oz, changing from black and white to glorious technicolor, warm and bright. Poetry is the bird in flight, circling the globe, scene by scene, all the beauty and the serene. Beauty is the secret I keep, the dreams I see in my sleep. Poetry is a gift that I hold on to, turning grey skies to blue. The torch cry of the caged bird as it sings. Poetry is my life. Poetry is everything. Thank you.
Starfraz, those were beautiful.
Very good.
Bless
Wonderful.
you.
Very, very, very good.
Oh, thank
Very
you so
good.
much. Yeah, so a bit cheeky, but two poems for the price of one.
No,
I knew you liked the first one. You are my love.
You're
They were
talking about that
beautiful.
and eating candy, and it got a little risque, and I don't have a fan like Cheryl, so you know.
Yeah, let me
Yeah.
borrow mine.
Oh,
I'm
love
saying
them.
you, Annette.
She performs our friends.
That's okay. I'm glad you loved it. I'm glad you liked it. Bless you. Thank you for having me. It's a bit of a
Oh,
No, it's
nice
great.
thing.
brilliant.
I'm
So
going
pleased you came along.
I'm going to read one, and that's the Legacy of a Life, the last one that Alan did. And I think that when I wrote this, I wrote it thinking about how probably all of us feel as writers, right? That we leave our legacy in word. And that's kind of what this is about. And Alan did it himself, even though he tried to not, refer to himself as a poet or a writer. He, of course, was. And so this is the last one he did. It's on YouTube, Legacy of a Life. Born into this world, uniquely created, there will never be another replica of you. As we journey through life, we leave behind our legacy, our imprint, our stamp. What attributes do we possess that pinnacle us into the forefront of one's attentions? A look, a smile, a laugh, a voice soon forgotten after one's departure, if not captured. What have we left behind that will impact the future generations to sustain the memory of self? Did we impart wisdom that will remain current in the annals of time and sparks the memory of you? The smell of your cologne no longer lingers on a once scented handkerchief, the edges now frayed. The frailty of photographs stored in a box, images fading with age, subjects lost in a time warp. Taken for granted, given little thought while alive, the poet's works are rediscovered as the poet's children mull over the works created, talents once hidden and now exposed. Lessons of life, sage wisdom, in simplistic words, yet choreographed with complexity. Ink on stark white pages, through the years worn with use, paying homage to the legacy of a life. End of piece. So now see if y'all had your fans, I could hear you.
Yeah.
Chyrel, does your fan make that noise? If you do that, does it make a noise?
No, mine is a real quiet little Oriental fan that my nephew in the Air Force brought me back from Asia,
Let's
China.
see it.
It needs to. We need to have the tango. It's when you do the tango. It's the fan that you use. You know, the tango and.
Yeah, before you like
that.
swirl me around and dip me or whatever you do. With
That's
the
it. Yeah, it's that. Yeah, it's a Spanish dance. I forgot the name of it.
You do whatever.
I just something. I have one. I've got one. I've got one in my case every time I go abroad, and I use it because I'm so. And I have got one, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Annette, you would love it.
Well, next time Sarfraz come on,
I'll hunt it
we'll
out.
all get our fans out, right?
Right. Okay.
Oh, bless.
Okay. We will.
Oh, thank you, Annette.
so much.
This has been beautiful.
Thank you so much, all of you. I love and adore you all. You're all special to me, and I sincerely mean that. And Sarfraz, it's been too long, my friend. So whenever you find that video, send it to me. I'd love to.
Yeah, I'm gonna. As soon as we get off the video, this video, I will try and hunt that down and send it you. I'll send it you, so we could try and share it with the world. It's in the lost archives of Alan Johnson.
We'll need to re-release it. Maybe it will spark some
I just want to tell Jill that you are a beautiful writer. You are fun. Yes.
Oh, you'll have us crying.
And
Yeah.
I loved
Thank you so
every
much.
poem that you did today. Yeah.
Jill is this
amazed.
amazing writer, and that she makes observations and can write about anything. And and the
Thank
humor you put into it and the wit that you put into it is just a classic Jill.
Jill, I remember you when you were on Cosmofunnel. I think you might still be there.
Oh my God! No, I'm not. But my
You're
work's
not.
all there.
Well, I remember because I was terrible at using Cosmofunnel, but the one person that I really, really loved was you. I think we loved your poetry. I remember the comments, and it was the first platform. This was before pop came on the scene and kind of took over. Yeah. And the Pratibha, remember, obviously, Pratibha's your friend.
Pratibha has an awful lot because she introduced me to pop. I did not know nothing about pop, and she said, "Jill, you must go to pop." And I went, "What? What are you on about?" She would go to pop, and I did. And I was reluctant to go because I love Cosmofunnel, but it was dying a death a little bit. Even though
Cosmofunnel is dead. It's completely dead. Some of my stuff is there. So it's still there, but it does nothing.
Years ago, but I've never put on since I've been on pop.
I haven't got time. I'll be honest with you. I haven't got time for that. Do you know what Cosmofunnel is, Annette?
I know exactly what it is.
William was in it for years. There's a few Jim the Lad. There's a few people that I knew from there, and they came to pop, and it was wonderful because I got friendly with them again. So
Greg Astle, wasn't he, Greg? Greg Astle is one of them.
Greg Etzel I've known for years from
He's
Cosmo Funnel.
he makes me laugh. I'll put something on Instagram and he'll still say,
Yeah.
you are the best poet in the world or something. I'll say,
Well, I
Greg, you
said
say
to
to
Greg,
me.
I said to Greg, you've got to
there
come
was
along
an
to Pop.
announcement one time to join that site, and one of
Yeah.
the people who headed it was a member of Pop. And when I asked to be a member, he said, "Oh, I'm sorry, things are closed right now." And it's like, well, why would you have put an announcement? And so basically, he banned me from going over there.
Never. Well, you weren't losing anything. You weren't missing anything.
You're not
And then
missing anything out.
later on,
No.
he invited me later on, and to which I declined, and I told him why.
Yeah, to get lost.
Pratibha just said to me, you must, and I came into Pop, and then I was just putting my poems on Pop like I do, and somebody said, now, Jill, you're not allowed to put more than 3 a day. I went, oh, fine, no problem. So I cut it down to 3 a day, 3 in the morning, every morning, because I didn't know. So I did that, and then all of a sudden I got this message from this woman. I didn't know who she was. She called her Annette Tarpley, saying, please, Jill, will you be a member of my team? And I went, no, I can't do that. And I'm thinking, I can't do that. I don't know what I'm. And I said to her, look, I don't know anybody. I can't talk in front of people. I don't know nothing. I just write these words. She went, Jill, you're exactly what I want, girl. So I came along. Rest is history, folks.
And you remember as well, we did the anthology. You remember the Pop anthology? It's one of the best anthologies. It's massive.
Another like, room as well. Yeah.
Do you know what? It's literally, I look at it now, and it is a who's who of poets. And what he did, and he did it beautifully, he captured a moment in time of all the poets that were there.
Yeah.
And it's just something else. That Pop anthology. There's a story behind that, and for another time of how it did and it didn't, and there was a journey of how we got there in the end.
It was a big production to come out with that, and I will do another anthology. I'll try to. That will be maybe my goal for 2026 is to come out with the second anthology, which I think the first time we had over 100 poets. All the admin got a big spot on it. And and I think maybe we need to come up with a little bigger one. So maybe 150.
Oh, wow.
I just thought my wish number 3 is it too late for Aladdin, please? I've just thought number 3. I've just thought number 3. Just come. I want to meet you all in flesh. That's my number 3. In fact, that's my number 1 too.
If we do
really wish.
Should we get that cruise sorted? Let's do that cruise. Let's sort that cruise out. Honestly, imagine us meeting each other. I think we'll just implode. We'll be so excited.
Oh my God! If I could meet everybody, I would be like in a seventh heaven. It would be probably one of the happiest days of my life. Yeah.
And if you wish it can come true, We just got to all this together and it will come true.
Maybe we need to go to
everybody rub it. Poetry cruise, rub it.
Do you know what I was thinking? I think if we approach like one of the big networks and say to them, we got this idea of these poets that are global poets and want to meet, and if you can pay for the cruise and get us together, you can film the whole thing.
Wow.
And put it on Netflix. It could be a Netflix documentary.
There must be enough influence with Pop, surely.
It could be a Netflix documentary. It's huge.
Yeah.
I know. I wish I could pay for it. I owe the government too much. I have my taxes done.
No. We get it for free. We don't pay nothing.
Yeah, we get it for free because we're the poets.
We're the poets.
We should write for a grant or get sponsors or something, so we can have it paid for.
Oh, but wouldn't that be wonderful?
Everywhere.
It doesn't have to be a cruise. Just all meet up.
What'd you say?
I feel so I know you all. I've never even seen you in flesh. But
I know. Maybe the sponsor could be Netflix.
Netflix.
Netflix, the streaming channel. Do you know they've done all sorts of stuff, haven't they? You know, they're documenting all sorts of things like, you know, all
Supposed to
this.
have, yeah.
Victoria
Let's work-
Beckham is on it. We can be
Let's
on it.
work on it. Let's pitch it. Let's pitch it.
Do you know what I mean? We'll be famous.
Well, yeah, instantly.
World famous poets. We'll just
Wow.
retire.
Well,
Oh,
we'll talk
exciting.
about this. We'll get a committee and we'll work on this. We'll work on pitching that. So,
Wow. We
um,
deserve it.
yeah, we can come up with something. Hey, listen, I love you all. Love and
We've been on a
blessings.
long
You're all
time. It's nearly
marvelous,
2 hours.
stellar poets. Love and blessings to everyone. And
Thank you.
thanks for joining us. And keep being the stars that you are. Thank you all for all you do. Love you all. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Love you all.
Love
Bye.
you all.
I don't know where the button is for this. You just have to all go until I find the button.